Good morning. I am so tired. Good morning. Hey, Haley. Good morning. Good morning from the girl who's very, very sleepy. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday the 13th. That's kind of cool. For those of us who love horror. How many of you, hi sweet friend Haley, I miss you and I love you. How many of you listened to the most recent episode of the podcast with my children? Oh my goodness, they are so cute, opinionated, and honest. If you have not yet listened to the Tell Me What to Do podcast with my kids, the new episode came out yesterday. It is so good. So you'll have to take a listen. Anyway, I am tired. We are shooting nights. So for those of you who don't know, I am here in New Orleans shooting Oracle, my horror movie, and it is COVID. I have to get COVID tested again today. We get tested every 2 days. It is, the set runs like a well-oiled machine. We are COVID tested. We have to wear masks. We have to wear face shields. It's not a joke. America, we are on track to lose 2,500 people a day by December to COVID. So that will be 2,500 Americans a day who will die from COVID. And 2,500 may not sound like a lot to you, but if I offered to give you $2,500, I bet you'd take it. So that is scary and so terrifying for me. And so I just remind you to please wear a mask and wash your hands and keep your distance. And the fear-mongering of like, we're on our way to another shutdown. You gotta love Americans. Some of us just don't give a shit about anybody else. It really is amazing. Because when you've been the superpower and have had everything and been the top and been the most forever, you just don't care. Anyway, so I wanted to remind you guys something that's really, really important to me. Okay? This is really important. When somebody tries to belittle you or disrespect you in a very like microaggression kind of way, a like passive aggressive kind of way, right? And you say, I'm sorry, that was unnecessary. When you're ready to speak to me with respect, let me know. That is not confrontational. We are made and even taught to believe that when we don't accept disrespect, we are the ones who are confrontational. Let me tell you something. We are not the ones who are confrontational. When people try to belittle you, people you hang out with, people you work with, people you love, they try those microaggressions against you and they expect you to just take it because they want to make sure that you stay down. They want to keep your light dim. They don't want you to feel too good about yourself. They want to remind you that you're only there because of them, or you only have love because of them, or whatever the case may be. When you say, hey, I can't allow you to talk to me like that, so when you're ready to have a different kind of conversation, let me know. We feel like that is confrontational. It makes a lot of us nervous. Ooh, too confrontational for me. I must just take all the microaggression. I must just take all the like snide comments. But where does that come from? What is it that makes you believe you need to take people's microaggressions or their slights against you or their need to control your light or your energy? Why do you feel that? And even if you are being confrontational, let's just say for shits and giggles, you defending yourself is confrontational. Okay? Let's just say, for shits and giggles, that you defending yourself is confrontational. Why is it okay for them to feel like they can slight you and dim your light and kind of shit on you, and they don't feel confrontational? They don't feel some type of way. They don't feel bad about the way they're speaking to you or how they address you or the way they write emails to you or post on your Facebook page or whatever. But when you say anything, you're the one who's confrontational. And so what I have learned is, if you don't want me to check you, if you don't want me to say, that was unnecessary, that doesn't work for me, don't come at me with microaggression. It's really very simple, because if my light bothers you, put on sunglasses. Don't ask me to turn my light down, because then I'm not walking in my purpose. Then I'm walking in the purpose you've decided is what I should be walking in, and doesn't work for me. So I want you to know that I understand that there are people in your life who slight you, who make passive aggressive comments, who want to dull your light. They don't really want you to be too happy. They don't want you to feel too good about yourself, because your confidence makes them feel less important. So they will try to and it is okay to say, that was unnecessary. That's my favorite thing. Well, that was unnecessary. And then you leave them with it. Because what the fuck are they going to say? Yes, it was necessary, because then I wish you would. Then I really wish you would. So you just simply say, that was unnecessary. And they just sit there and go, and then they try to defend themselves, and then they start eating word salad. It's like, just, Yes, Amy Grant, I absolutely do think it's learned, and you have to work hard to unteach it. Because I have friends that do it to me too. And I have put so much distance. Distance is your it's a suit of armor. Like, you don't want me to hurt you with my words. You don't want me to say something that will offend you. So I'm going to put distance between us. And that is the healthiest thing I can do for us. And then people say, oh, but you just put distance between you and everybody. You just blah, 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 blah. People give me a lot of shit about setting boundaries and putting distance. They're not I'm responsible for my peace of mind. Nobody else. It's on me. So feel free to borrow my that was unnecessary, and just leave it and watch them try to talk themselves out of a hole. They just try to explain and try to justify, and you just sit there. I am the queen of that. Well, that was unnecessary. Because if you're a grown adult and I need to tell you how to treat people, I can't, what am I supposed to do with that? Honestly, what am I supposed to do with that? What are any of us? What are you supposed to do with that? You're dealing with somebody that you love, somebody you're friends with, somebody you work with who's constantly trying to push your buttons and like shit on you a little bit or make you feel small or whatever, what are you supposed to do with that? We're adults, and here we are interacting with each other, and you're trying to shit on me. I could screenshot the way that some people have spoken to me in the last 2 weeks, and you guys would be mortified that adults think it's okay to speak to other adults that way. And every single response they get from me is, that was unnecessary. Because I'm going to let you know, if you want to put that shit in writing, I'm going to put this in writing. This was unnecessary. You don't have to try to belittle me. Like, that's what? Can you share an example of being in that situation? Okay, sure. For example, if now, of course, my brain is like, we shot nights last night, so I only slept 4 hours. So I'm like, for example, if I tell somebody in my life that I dealt with one of my children a certain way, and I feel really good about the way that I handled my children, and they say something like, well, if you had done so-and-so when they were younger, you wouldn't be dealing with that now. That was unnecessary. I don't need your passive aggressiveness. If you're working with someone and you do something and they say something to you like, be better prepared next time, like, you're not my boss. That was unnecessary. Like, we're all out here trying our best. Like, I just don't speak to people that way. I literally just don't speak to people that way. I'm not interested in belittling people. Like, shine, baby, shine. If God touched you and you have light, I want you to shine. I'm not here to dull anybody's light. No. So anyway, when you have the I would have done it better, I would have done it differently, if you had done this, it wouldn't have, that was unnecessary. And leave it just like that. Don't follow it up with anything. Don't add anything, and watch them start spilling out word vomit, trying to overcompensate for their disrespect. Just leave it right there. Well, that was unnecessary. I had somebody in my own family not too long ago say something to me about Charlie. If you had done this with her when she was young, you wouldn't be dealing with this now. I said, well, that was unnecessary. She still brings it up. She still tries to overcompensate. Right, because you know what you said was passive aggressive. It wasn't necessary. And I also didn't ask you. So there's that. Anyway, listen, we're not all going to be kumbaya, lifting each other up to the Lord and all that stuff, right? Like, I don't expect everybody to be great with everybody all the time, every day, all the time. But when you have people in your life that are consistently trying to turn down your light because it bothers them, you bother them. Either put distance between the two of you so they're not so bothered by you. Do it for them. Like, oh, you're not strong enough to put distance between us? I'll do it. No problemo. Or when they disrespect you, check them. That was unnecessary. Period. And if they ask you why you felt it was unnecessary, you go, think about it. I got to go. Because otherwise you're going to end up fighting 9 million battles, and you don't need to do that. You really don't. Anyway, I love you guys. I thank you for being patient with me while I've been on set. It has been crazy here. I have a call out for the next podcast I'm going to post in a little while for those of you that want to be part of the podcast. I'll post it in a little bit and you can call in or email. Okay? I love you guys so much today. I love you, and I hope that you have a great, great Friday.